Yo, flexing. She loved the sound of my voice, it's the best thing. Daydreaming of the jazz all day. Pick up the phone late night with Larry K. I know you heard me on the radio. Flexing. She loved the sound of my voice, it's the best thing. Daydreaming of the jazz all day. Pick up the phone late night with Larry K.
We got two thumbs up in the building, Shakes.
What's going on? How you doing, my brother? How you doing?
Okay, good, man. We got two thumbs up in the building. You want to take a wild stab who those two thumbs up are?
Yeah.
Oh, there goes three.
That's what's going on. What's going on, y'all?
Shoot, yeah, man. Well, this is it. We're about, I guess we can call it midway through the season.
Yeah, man. So how's everything? I can't believe it's halfway. We're halfway through the season, and we're at 6-3. I wish it was 7-2, but you can't always get what you want.
Yeah,
6-3
ain't terrible, man.
And thanks to the Bengals, we're still first in the division.
Yep. Adam, how you doing, brother? Yeah, that was a nice gift, and Trav, you ain't feeling too hot about it. I'm sorry. Let me turn down my notifications. Me personally, Trav, I'm with you. I feel like we could be doing a lot better. And our play against the better opposition. I mean, I'm just I don't know if we're going to be a one and done team. I'd like to think that's not going to be the case.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully we finish out strong. Mike McDaniels tightens up, because for me, ultimately, that's my main concern is coaching. I feel like we have the personnel on both sides of the ball where we should have a better record than we have, and we should be able to go places in the playoffs. 100%, I believe that. I think coaching has been detrimental, man. That's what's cost us. People can point it to and say that bad throw, and I could go for that. But Tua, I got to, even though I'm not a Tua near or whatever, I'll say this: Tua's been on the money with those wide open. When guys get wide open, and he's thrown beautiful deep balls all season long. He's put the ball on the money. He's thrown some touchdown passes like that one to Tyreek. That was a fade in the end zone to a 5'9" receiver. Tua's thrown some dimes all season.
Yeah.
And if I give Tyreek Hill a pass when he blows wreck, dropping that pass like he did against Philly, that ultimately may have cost us the game, or at least it would have been a closer game. And that fumble, that guy. I mean, I it's hard for me to blame Tyreek for that play, man.
Yeah,
what they want. The minute he caught the ball, the guy was in his chest. He didn't even have a chance to really secure the ball. Some people would argue and say that it wasn't a catch. It should have been called incompletion. I could see that, but I could also see that it went the way they called it. I feel like that play shouldn't have been called. I know we're a lot of bang bang, so maybe Tua didn't have an opportunity to see. But I mean, it was a press coverage. Well, I don't know. I'd have to watch the play again. But if I give Tyreek passes, I got to give Tua a pass. The ball, the guy was in his neck, was wide open, and he threw just a duck. It looked like it got hit, like it got tipped. It was such a bad pass, but it happens.
Yeah.
Anyways,
for sure.
We played good enough, I think. Raheem Mostert was running the ball good enough against the Chiefs. Our players played good enough to win. Our coach put us in a bad position. I feel like coaching is the reason we're like that, Trav. So we'll see. I don't know.
Yeah, and you know what? What's funny is we've been through a merry-go-round of a carousel. I would say a carousel of quarterbacks to know that there's been a lot of times where me and you will watch on a Sunday and see a quarterback with that same wide open wide receiver, fucking the ball get nowhere near him.
No, this is true. Tua's been playing good, man. I can't hate on him. All the MVP talk, I'm not co-signing that. There's more to be seen, and I don't give a damn about an MVP. Them
Anyway,
personal
who gives a shit about that? Yeah.
I agree. That doesn't that doesn't I don't know what to say. I don't want to say turn me on, pause, but
yeah.
strike my fancy. I don't know what to say without sounding,
Yeah.
But who cares about the personal accolades? Personally, unless it's a defensive player. Now, if you got because when Jason Taylor won Defensive Player of the Year and we were atrocious that year, man, that made my heart because it's like this guy. We're not going to win a Super Bowl. This guy wasted his whole career. This is one of the best guys ever to play defense, and he wasted his career being faithful to the Dolphins. He didn't leave to play for the Jets to the very end, man, when it was over anyways, So I was happy for him at that time. But other than that, man, I don't care about no personal act.
And what's funny is when he signed with the Jets, he didn't turn his back on us. We turned our back on
him. Absolutely. Who was it? Bill Parcells?
Yeah.
I hated Bill Parcells when he did that. I hated Dave Wanstead when he got rid of Agunlier for Marty Booker. I don't know. Some people I get personally attached to certain players. A lot of people are like, bro, it's a business. Players come and go. I'm a Dolphin fan. I am a Dolphin fan ultimately, but
What's going on, my favorite Oos? What's going on, my man Q in the building? Dolphin for life, Cat for life, and
Q's up there.
Yeah, man.
Q, how you doing?
So check us out. So I did grades yesterday, so we're gonna do something new, something fresh, something.
Okay.
All right. We're gonna do mid say season review. All right, out of these last games, which has been your most favorite game? And people in the chat, you could participate too. I'll read your comment. What's been your favorite game and your most disappointing game?
I don't know. Well, I do know. I just want to respond to Trav.
Yeah, for
Broncos beat the Chiefs. That means zero, man. You can't use that, as a gauging tool against our team and them. That's a divisional opponent. I mean, there was times we went 4-12 and New England won a Super Bowl and we beat them on Monday Night Football. And I can't even name anybody on that team. It's just the way it happens, man. In the division, sometimes things happen.
Yeah, correct.
You can't say, it's like, oh, the Dolphins beat the Patriots. Why can't we? That's a division game, and things work out like that, Trav. You know that. I'm sure you watch football. It's a division game, bro.
Yeah.
The Jacksonville Jaguars got smoked by the Texans. I mean, the Texans ain't no sure pushovers this year, but they lost. They got embarrassed by the Texans.
Q said his favorite game was Week 1 at Chargers. Yeah, that was a good game. I was at the. As a matter of fact, Week 1. That was when my very first watch party with Dolfreaky, Ali Dolfreaky, whatever, in Fort Myers. I met Bleezy 38. I had some. It was pretty good. I had some boneless chicken wings. I mean, it was a good environment. I tell you, watch parties. It's kind of like you're at a game, man. They sing the fight song. That's another Miami Dawson first down. You're giving everybody high fives and shit. So, man, Dolphin watch parties are awesome, man. But that was one. But hey, let me tell you something. One thing, everybody says, well, the Dolphins, we beat the Chargers by 50. Well, here's the thing. If we was to play the Denver Broncos 3 more times, I guarantee you we're not going to put 50 points on them again. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, yeah, we put 50 points on them, but you know what I'm saying? We caught them slipping. We're not going to do that in December in Denver. We're not going to do that again you know what I'm saying? Again, we're not. It's not likely we put up 50 points on them every time we play them this year. So
we caught them at a time when they were still trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
And we came in from last season already acclimated to our system. It was just timing. But yeah, I don't really, to be honest, I don't have a favorite game. To be honest, this season is kind of all. The Chargers game was a cool game. That was a shootout. Um, I mean, the most well balanced game we've had would be the Denver game. But I mean, even that, it's like you're saying, how much of that was, them just being
Like, okay.
ill coached and and not prepared. I don't know. I can't say that there's a game that stands out where I'm like, I'm still waiting for that game. I guess you could say
Yeah.
that.
I could tell you, I could tell you my favorite game, man. It was the Carolina Panthers.
Yeah.
No, actually, no, my bad. I take that back. It was the Patriots. I got to
Patriots,
meet
this
you
last
and
one.
Larry K.
Now that was, as far as that was cool. The Carolina game was good. You know what? If I had to pick one out of all of them, actually, that would be my game because we were down 14-0,
Mm-hmm.
and it was fun to like see everybody rats off a ship and and for us to run that down as quick as we did and end up ultimately smoking their game. Actually, the Carolina game would be my favorite game so far because we were down 14-0. It's kind of some adversity, even though I knew in my heart, this is the Panthers, bro. We're not going to lose to the Panthers. Being down 14-0 in Kansas City, now that was a true test. And we showed fortitude. We came back from the 14-0. It's just fumble cost us that game and a couple of other things. But the Carolina game, that was a nice game to be down like that and to run them down and end up blowing them out. That was a good game. I like that.
Yeah, man. But yeah, that I could say that would be a good game. And from a game, I would say to Patriots because of what I mentioned, and also the Giants game. The Giants that was another good game.
Yeah, there's been some good games, man.
I was at that one as well. That's where I met Crypto for the first time. I met my
a bunch
man.
of you guys down
I
there.
met Lewis. Yeah. In the Carolina, that's where the Fins tell most of the. I met KP. I met Dolphin Winters. I mean, I tell you what, this has been probably my favorite season of all. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because usually, normally I'd be at home doing laundry while I watch. You know what I'm saying? This time I actually got to enjoy myself.
Yeah,
A little
boots
bit
on
better.
the ground.
Hell yeah. So, but now I would say the Giants. I'm squatting aside. I like the Giants because I think it was a little bit. But then again, the Giants have been in and out too of the lineup. They've been getting their asses handed to them left and right.
It's funny because they went from last year. Didn't Brian DeBall? Didn't he win Coach of the Year last year?
Now one thing. If I found out, Ryan, we can't. One thing about Facebook now, because if we show any video on Facebook, we get they're fucking
Monetized.
chop your nuts off and hand it to you. They're I don't know. YouTube has been a lot strict.
Yeah, they're being crazy petty.
Probably because of the contract they have with the NFL, maybe.
Yeah, could be.
They're trying to protect their cash cow. But no, he sent me a video of this fullback of this defensive player. I'll send it to you, Pialucci, so you can see it. But maybe we're hoping that maybe we could finally get some use out of Christian Wilkins, and maybe he could be the fullback and kind of like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They need to use him. They need to use him more as a fullback. You know what I mean?
He had his moments. He'll get in there and shine a little bit. He's versatile.
Yeah.
I hope he gets money. I hope they can find a common ground. At least if it's not the crazy money he wants, it's something they're willing to part with. Normally, if anybody who's been in any kind of business, man, and you have to make like a business deal, when you had a good deal, is if both of you leave unhappy. That's how you know. It's a good deal. If one guy leaves more happy than the other, somebody got screwed. Everybody leaves the table not happy, didn't get what they wanted. ultimately it was a fair deal, and hopefully something like that happens with Christian Wilkins. He's an integral part to me.
So which one was your disappointing game of the year?
Buffalo. It's got to be, you know, because that shit is trash. Everybody says we ain't lost to a bad team. We ain't lost to a bad team. But we did lose to a bad team. We lost to Buffalo. That shit is trash.
Yeah.
Simple and plain.
And you know what's funny?
Trash. They barely beat trash. That shit is trash. When they play good teams, they lose. The only good team they bought is us. That's it. Who else has the Buffalo Bills beat that's any worth of talking about? The Miami Dolphins. That's their claim to fame. But they'll be quick to say we're trash, we ain't good. If that's the case, Buffalo ain't beat nobody good all year and struggled with trash and lost to trash all season. And the good team that did play the Cincinnati Bengals, they lost. They lost. Shit is trash over there in Buffalo. So ultimately, we did lose to a bad team. We lost to Buffalo, and we got beat bad by trash. We got whooped by trash. So, yeah, that would be my most disappointing game. What do you got, Shakes?
Yeah, I would say I would have to say Buffalo too because of everything you stated. By the way, I just yeah, for sure. Q that's Samoan, man. He's a
okay.
Yeah, man. He's a good dude. Hey, by the way, I'll send you the link. Me and Q, we did players of Polynesian descent. We break down a lot of Polynesian players.
Did you mention Tafupu? Is that how you're saying? Pardon me if I messed it up. He was a linebacker for Seattle.
Yeah, he mentioned him.
2000s.
I'll send you the link. It's an hour. You got to check it out.
I'll watch it. I'll 100% watch it. But that was my guy. He was nice, man. Yeah.
Yeah. So no.
What was the Simone we had? We had a bit. Paul, not Paul. Yeah. Yeah. See, Q knows who's the Simone we had that was a defensive. A defensive.
Paul Soliai?
Yes, that was my guy, bro. He was a beast. He was an unsung hero for a long time. You know, one of them guys that does,
dirty work.
Yeah, man, but was integral and part of the defense. And man, he was one of my favorite players, man.
And you know, want to hear something cool?
Also, no. See, Paul Saw was a fullback. No, this is and he was there. I want to say he was there in the. He might have been there 07, around that time.
Yeah, Soliai. He was a defensive tackle.
Paul Soliai.
Yeah.
I thought that was his name, but he said he was a fullback. The only fullback Lusaka Polite. That's my main man, but
then he went to the Jacksonville Jaguars after that.
Yes, this is who I'm talking about. He definitely went and played for the Jags. Was that his name, Paul Soliai? Yo, it's been a long day, and I had a couple of drinks before I started the show. So normally I'd be able to call his name.
Oh yeah. I know he had a ponytail and everything.
Yeah, he had long hair.
Yeah.
He was a tackle. He played tackle, nose tackle. See, Ryan AP. Yeah, that's him.
I don't know what you're talking about. My pathetic chirps.
Lusaka Polite was a fullback. I know, Ryan. That's my main man. Love Lusaka Polite. Mr. Reliable. You needed 1 or 2 yards. Listen, Lusaka Polite was more reliable than the damn tush push that the Philadelphia Eagles
Jay, what's going on?
100%, man. Lusaka Polite was that guy, man. Mr. Reliable. At that point in time in the league, fullbacks were becoming extinct. Except for the one that played for Baltimore. I can't think of his name. He was a real scumbag, though.
Actually, YouTube punished us for associating with you. That's why we got punished, not for my chirps.
Pretty much, man. You know.
What's going on, Flavor J?
You got to clean your channel up. Take out the trash.
What's going on?
Yeah, I agree with you, Ryan. Lusaka Polite, man. He's one of my favorite players ever. I got to meet him and take a picture.
What's up, Flavor J? Yeah, man. Cool guy, that was a good story. I shared that story with and people, man.
Dope.
It was
cool guy.
Yeah, it was. So, no. I said, all right.
So, who's your most disappointing game? You agree, Buffalo?
Yeah, he said Buffalo for sure.
No, who do you say?
Yeah, I'll say Buffalo, of course.
You said Buffalo? Yeah, okay.
You listen.
Yeah.
If you know me,
Yeah.
you know what type of vibe I'm on. Hold on, real quick.
Already know. That's it. That's my all-time favorite player, man, ever in the history of football. Nobody, Brian Cox. I hope I get to meet him before it's my time. That would be ultimate, man.
Flavor J was like all three of them were disappointing.
Now that's true too. Because and each one had their moments, but Buffalo was just because they're not good. Buffalo is trash. So that's why for me, Flavor J, but it has to be Buffalo. At least Philadelphia is contending. They're just coming off a Super Bowl. Kansas City is contending. They're Super Bowl champs. And ultimately we were in both of those games today. The final score in Philadelphia doesn't tell the tale of the tape as far as how close the game was throughout the course. And they had tons of help with the refs. We all know that. We had a couple of drop passes. We really beat ourselves in the refs more than Philadelphia beat us. And coaching played a part in that. So I don't really take Philadelphia as that one don't hurt me so bad.
All right.
The Kansas City one stings. Losing to Buffalo was the worst by far. That shit is trash. We lost to trash, man. People who say we ain't lost to a bad team is lying. Yeah, you need to. I know you want to mute it because you know it's the truth. And I know, hey, you know what kills this guy? He didn't show up Tuesday because he couldn't come after they lost to Cincinnati. He couldn't come talking fresh about us losing to Kansas City. He couldn't do it. He couldn't do it because what ground does he have to stand on? They lost 2, and we're still above you in the division. Mm-hmm. Ultimately, the truth is it shows who the better team is out of us and Buffalo because we're still on the top of the division. And since they beat the trash Miami Dolphins and that makes them so great, where they at? We're looking down on them. Shit is trash, man. Keep struggling with trash. You're going to keep losing the trash because you get closer and closer to losing the bad teams every time you play them. Mm-hmm. It's just going to get worse for you. And at the end of the season, I'll be down there in Miami to watch us smoke your game, and cement our place in the playoffs and the AFC East champs. I'll be there. Yeah. I'll buy a hat that says AFC champs right after the game. I'll send you pictures, wise guy. We'll post them up. Yeah. I don't have an argument. We got out coached. To a side, we got out coached, man. Ultimately, but and we made a couple of bad plays. Our defense showed up, and that's it. There's a highlight to see, and that's why it's hard for me to say I pick that as the worst game against Kansas City. We're playing the Super Bowl champs, and we held them to 14 points. We shut them out in the second half. So that speaks of itself. In any Reed coach team, the Super Bowl, I mean, Patrick Mahomes is who he is. Yeah. And to shut out a team like that in the second half, that's something to hang your hat on. And we're still not fully healthy. And to be able to do that at not even full strength, that's a nice accomplishment. The Philly game, we had tons of injuries still on defense. We hung in there the whole game with the refs assisting them the whole game. That's something to hang your hat on, Just Mike McDaniel in both of those games was suspect. The Buffalo game, we had a ton of injuries as well, but it's hard for me to use that for an excuse because Oliver went out early. Milano, Tre'Davious White, these guys got hurt, or maybe Oliver got hurt the next game, but Tre'Davious White and what's his name? So Buffalo had injuries in the game, and they just blew us out, man. That's the worst one. That's our worst loss of the season, ultimately. But that shit is trash too.
All right, check this out. So let's do this. Go position by position. Some of them are going to be obvious, some of them aren't. But who is your favorite? Who is the MVP for the wide receiver room?
And that's hands down Tyreek Hill.
Yeah, can't argue with you there.
That's...
All right, running back room.
Raheem Mostert. Hands down.
Yeah. What about Achane?
I like Chan. He's good. He's good, and he's doing a lot of great things. I'll give him that. But I'll say this: I stick with Mostert, and I'll say Mostert's the man because Mostert was doing everything he's doing right now last season. Mike McDaniel abandoned the run way too early, a lot last season. And when it was painfully obvious the run was working. I mean, he just did it this past week. He's done it a few times in pivotal moments this season. He outthinks himself. But that's why I say Raheem Mostert. If you watched the games last year, you saw when Mostert got the ball, he was ripping out 5-6 yards run then too. If he was getting the attention he's getting this year, last year, he would have had a season like he's having this year, last year. And it wouldn't be such a surprise to everybody that he's doing it. So, HN, he's good. The kid just coming in, he's good. He's doing good things. But Mostert's been doing it. So I said,
yeah, he could be next year's MVP. How about an offensive line?
That's a tough one because everybody's hurt all the time. So, Robert Hunt was playing good. That's a tough one. That I can't even really say.
If you think about Austin Jackson, I like Austin Jackson because
Austin Jackson's nice.
Yeah, because he not only did he come as an underdog, right, but he's been healthy all season and he's been playing solid. Mind you that the right side doesn't usually have to face the best edge rushers, but he's still holding his own.
He is. Yo, shout out to Eichenberg. I'm gonna say him only because, man, he went in to play center, and he might have got beat a few times. He might have been good muscle, but he stood up in the paint a lot too. And to play a position he's never played, and to be like a maintenance man and show up when we need you. I mean, ultimately, he's not pathetic. The guy's doing things that he's never done before, and he's holding his own more times than he's not. Does he get beat sometimes? Sure. But the guy really does. I think he doesn't get a fair shake. People hate on him a lot. Eichenberg's doing his thing. If we had a healthy offensive line, imagine, because look what we're doing without it. Especially in the run game.
Yeah, for sure. Defensive line.
That's a tough one. Again, Jalen ain't been there, but he's made noise since he got back. Bradley Chubb, what is he doing? He's playing a hybrid between linebacker and sometimes he's got his hand in the dirt. I don't know. I'm going with Wilkins. I'm biased, so I ain't even going to say that.
Yeah, he's trash. But anyway, I'm going to say Zach Seiler.
He said he's trash.
I'm gonna go with Zach Seiler.
For 30 seconds. Hey, where's Suicide Hotline? Now you want to hear this left speaker still?
I'm gonna go with Zach Seiler.
Yeah, Seiler's he showed up early, and then he's
a classic underdog story, bro.
He is. I'll give you that. He is, and and he's playing. He's only had a couple games, and again, for me personally, it ain't even like games when you don't see the stats, like the sacks and the all constant pressures. There's stuff he's doing that we're not watching because we're watching the guys that are getting close to the quarterback. Or I'm sure there's stuff they're doing that
Yeah. So
I could go for Sealer, but I'm sticking with Wilkins.
Yeah, man. But Seiler, man, he's a mountain of man. That guy what 6'6", 300 pounds, bro. But either way, linebacker position.
That's Van Ginkel.
I'm going with David Long.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. David Long. I mean, Van Ginkel has been given a limited role, but yeah, he does. He's doing his job. But I'll say David Long because he's been playing most of the snaps.
Yeah, I think against the run. Van Ginkel's to me is having a great season. Great. And he's been one of the few guys that you hear his name called every game.
Mm-hmm.
One of the only ones, because he's the only one that ain't been not the only one that ain't been injured.
Right, Baker since he put on his neck roll.
What, he got a neck roll like Brian Cox had?
No, not Brian Cox had that big like Zach Thomas.
Oh, okay. Not it. he plays good. And I'm with you right there. He plays good on the edge, but he makes some open field tackles too. He's a hybrid. He's doing good. And I think with a little bit more time in the system, he'll even excel even more because he was the one guy that Vic Fangio was real vocal on keeping around because they were going to let him walk. So obviously he sees him as a potential star in his scheme. So we'll see.
All right.
What do you got next?
Safety.
I mean, I got to go Javon Holland. I know he missed a game or two, but, man, he's probably my favorite player on defense, to be honest, man.
All right. And then cornerback, obviously, Xavier Howard, because these other guys. Kohu, one thing, shout out to my man, Color Commentary. He says, he's not a good coverage guy, but he's the best tackler we have. Pure tackler.
He's good, man. He's a better inside guy. That's all. He's like a Nick Needham. Nick Needham, if he was on the outside playing some of these top receivers, Nick Needham probably wouldn't be as good as he is. Nick Needham is a nickel guy, So, and I think Kohu, that best fits him too.
Elliott has been a good pickup.
Absolutely. Yeah, I'm with that. I'll tell you what, I was upset we let that Nickerson guy go. The kid with the dreads.
Mm-hmm.
And he was laying wood against the Eagles. This guy was making tackles and he was hitting people. I wanted to
All right,
see
Michael K. All right, man. Peace.
Hey, take your time coming back, my guy. No rush.
So corner. Okay, now your best special team player. I'm not too many good on that one. I'm just gonna say Braxton Berrios.
I mean, Berrios he's been consistent. He gets more than what he would get if he was to fair catch or. I'm trying to think. There's somebody and it's just escaping me, but this guy's been making clutch tackles, bro. You always see him making tackles. When we kick the ball or punt the ball. But anyways, we'll skip. Like I said, I had a couple before the show. So.
That's all good. All right. So we're gonna go with offensive player MVP and defensive player MVP.
Okay.
Who do you got for offense?
I've been saying Tyreek. Look, I've been saying Tyreek. And I really should stick with Tyreek because the running game, I feel like everything is open the way it is because of what they have to do to stop Tyreek. However, I'm going to go with Raheem Mostert. And if we stuck to the run more, I think a few of those games that we lost, maybe we wouldn't have lost.
Yeah, mine is going to be definitely Alec Ingle.
Yeah. That's what Tyreek says.
Yeah. I'm going to go with him. No, yeah.
There goes my guy Ryan, shot time.
I agree with him, Hill. And this is a tour guy, so he knows. And defensive player.
It's hard not to say Hill, bro. Everything opens up because defense has come. They game plan for Hill. So Chubb,
yeah.
You like Chubb for the MVP? Chubb's showing his worth.
Yeah, he is.
A lot of people were questioning this stuff, and I don't jump on people like that, man. You can't always expect somebody to come over and just right away, sometimes it happens, but defense for me, I'd have to go with. I got to go with Holland. He's had some clutch tackles. What's that game he saved with the turnovers? The strip fumble. He missed the tackle trying to strip the ball, and then he regrouped and was still able to strip the ball. Javon Holland, man, he's a good tackler. He's pretty much everything you want to see. And
Jacob Seen says Van Ginkel.
Van Ginkel would be my number 2. Absolutely. I don't know, Jake. I don't know if you just got here or not, but earlier I was saying, as far as linebackers, man, that's my standout. Van Ginkel, man, his name's been called every game. You always hear his name brought up every game we play. 2 or 3 times, and he hasn't been injured. He's the most consistent player we've had on defense this whole season, without a doubt. As far as not missing any time, not missing it, he don't take plays off. Van Ginkel is 100% that guy.
What? And here we go. Who has been the most disappointing player on offense and defense? On offense, and he's doing good. He's doing good. I would like to see him do better. I would say Waddle. I'm not saying he's trash. Don't take that as I'm saying he's trash. I'm just saying he's been a little underwhelming, maybe because of his injury. And I'm gonna say I know Agba is one, but I'm gonna say Raekwon Davis is another one. I'm hoping he does better.
Yeah, Quan. Yeah, Agba. I don't know, man. I'd have to go with Jalen Waddle as well. I mean, but that's for me, Ryan. That's what it is. The ultimate disappointment is Mike McDaniel, but Waddle, I don't know if he just doesn't get the looks like he was getting his rookie season. Even last year, he got a lot more looks than he has this year, and he was injured a couple of games. He has some drops, but he's made some catches. It's hard for me to, that's a hard thing for me to say because I don't want to hate on a guy. This kid is special. I know he's good. And, I don't know what's happening for him he's made enough plays for me, though, that I can say people can go through a slump. Maybe he's just having a slump. So I wouldn't say he's a big disappointment. I'd have to go with Tua. Laugh me out of the building. I don't care. Tua, I just would like to see. He's been in the league 4 years. I know that this is only his second year under Mike McDaniel. I get it. And last year, we all know he missed a lot of games because of the concussions and whatever. However, these delay of games that we get in the beginning of the game, this is on him, ultimately. Not Mike McDaniel, not anybody. This ain't a rookie quarterback. We're not doing that rookie excuse bullshit. You've been in the league 4 years. It's ultimately up to you. You're watching that play clock when Mike McGenius is dumbfounded as to what to call for the opening play of the game and looking at Tua is supposed to be looking at that play clock. And this last week against Kansas City, man, when he was waiting for that play, he was standing erect, straight up, kicking his feet out. The clock's running down. I'm thinking to myself, what the is going on? What the hell are you doing? There was no urgency in Tua. And for me, that's kind of, what are you doing, man? 4 years in the league, he has to have something. Come on, man. You got to have something. I'm sorry. It just plays like that. That's disappointing to me, man. And there's a lot of the mental mistakes that are still being made. If he's going to be an MVP caliber player, these are things that don't happen. And, it's the small things.
Yeah.
Is he having a great season? Absolutely. And I'm on record saying I think we could win a Super Bowl with Tua. I'm not hating on Tua. I'm not saying he's trash, but I'm saying it's disappointing to see that he doesn't have a command of the offense like that.
Well, let me put it to you. Let me explain to people this way.
Okay.
Why you don't hate Tua? Because you saying you're disappointed means that you have expectations for him. If you think he was trash, you wouldn't be disappointed because you're playing how you think he should be playing, like trash.
Exactly. Good point. That's a nice.
So that means being that you're disappointed, that means that you have high hopes for him and see good things for him.
He's shown, bro. He's proved me wrong this year because that stuff I saw last year. He showed some poise against Buffalo and Baltimore, being down a lot, and he showed poise. He stood in there and hung tough and was able to win us the game. People were saying the bombs were great, man. Receivers were having to slow down and turn around to catch the ball. He wasn't leading them like he should have. I didn't think he was playing that great last year. To me, it looked mediocre at best. This year, I've seen on a few occasions where he picks up Tyreek smoking these two guys. and he throws the ball, Tyreek don't have to break stride. Maybe once or twice Tyreek has had to slow down. Otherwise, Tua's put that ball on the money, and he's thrown some dimes. I've seen him make some fantastic throws that I haven't seen him make prior to this season. So obviously he's progressing. I just wish that he would. There's going to be a point in time where he's going to have to try to run a little bit to extend the play. With all the injuries we have on the offensive line, he can't always. And I know if he's hurt, then who do we have to turn to? We can't play scared. Any true gamblers know scary money don't make money. Sometimes you gotta bet, and sometimes I feel like he just gives up a little bit too soon, because he gets some pressure, but you got to be able to roll out, or you got to be able to weave up. And like I was saying, Tom Brady the other day, and you say he don't extend plays. Maybe Brady wasn't famous for running out and extending plays. He don't have a whole lot of them. But he danced inside that circle like he was fighting in the telephone booth. He'd shake them and dip and duck and step up in the pocket and step back as something. Even if you're extending plays inside the pocket, and if it's all collapsing.
Okay, I go with that. But yeah, he wasn't one of those rollout guys. That's what I was trying to say.
But he would extend plays inside that pocket, man. I'm telling you, he'd dip his shoulder, he'd roll. Tom Brady could have been a boxer the way he was fighting in the.
But the thing about here's the thing about it though. The thing what made Tom Brady, and this is what I was trying to convey to you, was the thing that made Tom Brady was reason I say he didn't really extend plays, because he would find that weakness in your defense. So for instance, if he knew you were playing zone, he knew he'd tell the receiver to go to that spot, and he'd throw that to the ball to that spot right away. He didn't hesitate to throw that ball. You know what I'm saying? So he was able to he killed people pre-snap. That was his specialty. So, knowing where the holes were, tell receivers where to go, and it didn't take long for him. Especially I remember I seen that in the Jacksonville game where he was constantly hitting Amendola in that same spot. You're like, God damn it, don't you fucking cover that fucking spot? You know what I'm saying?
I'm telling you. So whatever the case may be, Shakes, great point. To it, if he can't run the ball, if he can't run and roll, if he can't extend plays like that, then he needs to decide, what do I need to do where I can extend plays, whether it be getting the ball out quicker. I mean, he gets the ball out pretty quick already as it is. Mm-hmm. I mean, we know he's a timing quarterback. These are timing routes, because how many, like we just saw a great example. Lakeisha, I think you're right too, as far as Tua and Hill making big mistakes in critical times of the game. Girl, you're absolutely right. And I mean, the proof is in the pudding. They've but yeah, Tua's got to come up with something, whatever the case may be. Horace, what's up? That's my guy right there.
Well, what's funny is the thing about people don't
pour me a shot so I can salute my guy Horace in the building.
So here's the thing. I remember Brady on the offseason flying Amendola, Edelman, Gronkowski to a cabin, and all they would do on the offseason was fucking throw the ball to each other and get their timing down perfect.
Yo, these guys make the ultimate sacrifice in the offseason, and if you want to be great, that's what you got to do.
And that's what Tua, believe it or not, that's what Tua and Hill was doing. That's what Tyreek Hill and Tua was doing this offseason.
And it shows. It does.
So, I mean, that's the one thing I really have to give respect for Tua, is that he actually been training this season a lot with his wide receivers.
Yeah, I'm with him on that, but something's got to give. I mean, am I the only one that sees it? I mean, there's these moments in the game where the big moments, and don't get it twisted. The opening moments of a game when you're playing against a Super Bowl champion or a Super Bowl contender like Philadelphia, or the Buffalo Bills, who have beating your ass your entire time in the league, as far as Tua is concerned, the opening moments of them game are just as nerve-wracking as these clutch moments.
Mm-hmm.
Period, point blank.
Yeah.
You've been thinking about it. You've been planning. You've been, and now the time is here. If you've taken a test before, and you can study and do a cram course and do everything and study and feel confident and you feel like, man, I know everything. And then when it's time to take that test, when you're getting the booklet or the little bubble sheet or whatever, before you take the test, before the professor says, okay, time, go ahead, you start worrying. Am I going to remember? Damn, you panic. And then maybe once you start taking the test, you calm down. But in the beginning, there's jitters. It's the same thing with these games. And Tua shows panic and at times in this. Yeah. Now, in the middle of the game against Philadelphia, he showed panic in the beginning of the game. He showed a little bit at the end. But in the beginning, right before halftime, in the middle, bro, he had that 4th and 13. And, man, he stood in the pocket. He threw that beautiful pass to Cedric Wilson to get the first down. And he knew we needed points before the half, and he went down and got them damn points before the half. He stood up in the paint. And I was like, man, finally, boy, Tua's looking good, boy. So, but it's in those moments where he's comfortable. But in the beginning, when there's the jitters, he kind of, and then in the end of the game, like that terrible pass to the wide open receiver. All in all, though, again, 85% of Tua's play this season is hats off, fantastic, 100%. Yeah. But the other 15, where he doesn't, come at times, like Lakeisha said, when we need him to. And the same thing goes for Tyreek Hill. I'm sorry. That's my guy. This guy's dropped some clutch passes in clutch times, man, a couple of times. Cost us games. Or at least, cost us game. I'm just going to say cost us games because it put us further out of reach by him not scoring and tying the game. And then, we get further behind. And then Tua gets a little more. And then McDaniel gets a little more. And ultimately, you guys know the biggest schmuck on the team this year by far is Mike McDaniel. He's got to get better, man.
Yeah, so that brings us to the next point. What do you want to see improvement? I guess will be Mike McDaniel's play calling.
100%. You know what? His listen, it's not just his play calling shakes, his preparation for games. Stop getting these.
Yeah, penalties is one thing I gotta say. I want to see improve.
Stop being so cool, man. Stop shucking and jiving all the time, man. You got to start cussing some people and holding yourself accountable. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But ultimately, his preparation and his play calling to me are suspect. He outthinks himself, man. Dumb it down a little bit. We got the players. If we just show up and say, man, we're putting ours up against yours, I don't see a team that we played yet that can match up with our players, just us versus them.
Cube makes a point. Not play calling game.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Stop, man. With this, every time you win the coin toss, you defer. Sometimes take the ball, man. Receive the ball first, run up that field, score the touchdown, and let them play catch up.
Set the tone.
Offense in the league putting up all these points. We're running and gunning. Bang, bang. Man, take the ball, receive the ball when you win this coin toss, and let them play catch up. And our defense is getting healthier and playing better. Bro, our defense has progressed every game this season. It just keeps getting better and better and better. Receive the ball, score some points, and let them be worried about catching up. You know what I'm saying? You're deferring. We got to be one of the most penalized teams in the league. We're the most sloppiest team in the league, and you want to defer. Let them get some points on the board and then get a few delay of games while you're trying to figure out what play that you've had a whole fucking week to figure out how you're going to open the offense, and you get 2 or 3 delay of games before you get the first call. And Tua is standing there looking like, well, I don't know what to do unless he tells me, unless boss tells me what to do. I don't know what to do because I'm just a product of the scheme. You know what I'm saying? Tua ain't proving nothing about, I don't know. It's frustrating, man. You look at the great quarterbacks, they ain't waiting for no damn coach. If coach ain't got it together or offensive coordinator ain't got it together, then they're hiking that ball, man. They don't waste no damn time out this early. We know we're going to need him later in the game playing the Super Bowl champion, and you're burning up the timeout first fucking play of the game. 2-3 times they've done it this season. It's crazy to me, man. Mike McDaniel.
Yeah. Hit the thumbs up, please, y'all. Anyway, before we wrap this up, I appreciate you once again, Pierluigi, man. Lucci for showing me, for helping me through this, and I'm gonna go through the games on a scale of 1 through 5, from 5 being the toughest, 1 being the easiest. You tell me the opponent. I'm gonna tell you the opponent. What do you think?
5 being tough, 1 being easy.
Yeah, the Raiders, our next opponent.
1 easy work.
Then Black Friday Jets.
Easy work.
What's 1?
1. No, you know what? Hold up. Let me take that back. I'm gonna give them a 2.
I'm gonna give them a 3
because it's the Jets.
I'm gonna give them a 3 because it's in New York. Because it's in New York, it's a short week and it's a division opponent.
Okay.
She's saying it's a 5.
Okay.
The Commanders. What do you say? The Commanders.
I'll get the Commanders about a 2 also.
A 2.
2.
All right. Yeah, 2. It's in a cold place. You know, the Dolphins, how we doing cold is going to be in cold in Washington. My man Crypto is going to be at that game. So, and Dolphin Winters is going to be at that game as well. Nice. The Tennessee Titans Monday night game. I'm gonna give that a 2.
I'll get that a 2. Hold on, Monday night. Where is that? In Miami or in Tennessee?
It's in Miami.
Give me a 1. Trash. Tannehill ain't playing. They're starting this Will Levis. Everybody thinks the world of this kid. Man, they got Derrick Henry, and people ain't really running the ball that great on us. You know, by then our defense will be healthy. Hopefully, we don't have any injuries. Give them a 1.
All right.
Easy. Who they got receivers? DeAndre Hopkins. Come on, man. The guy's 82 years old.
I'm going with the Bears. Court right. All right. Then
I'm going Bears.
We're hosting the Jets. 1 o'clock.
We're hosting the Jets. 1 o'clock. 1.
I'm gonna say a 3.
And I hope Aaron Rodgers is there. 1.
Yeah. Then the Cowboys. Christmas Eve.
The Cowboys, I got to give a 3 to the Cowboys only because
they got a pretty Michael Parsons. Yeah, Michael Parsons.
They got a pretty good defense, but we got a good defense, and Dak Prescott, he ain't it, man. You know
then we got to go to Baltimore.
Now Baltimore gets a 5.
Yeah,
they're gonna get a 5-star. If we mess around and beat Baltimore, that's a 5-star win for us. Huge game. That's the next hard game.
And on the road too.
And on the road in Baltimore. I know it. That's a tough game. That's the hardest game left on our schedule. That'll be the ultimate barometer for where we're at. Who's my guy that was talking earlier saying, what are we gonna do? Be a one and done? I forgot. He's been here since the beginning. Maybe he left already. I don't know. But I wanted to Trav, that'll be the game to tell you whether we're a one and done. And I need Leon Lett to play and touch that ball, but I also need Pete Stoyanovich back, Raph, because goddamn Jason Sanders ain't going to be as clutch as Pete Stoyanovich kicking that game-winning field
goal. I was listening today that Joe Shad was saying that Money Sanders hasn't made a 50-yard field goal this year.
Hopefully he gets it together.
All right.
Far. My dude said the Panthers. No, we're talking about moving forward, Ryan. The remaining schedule. Who's next? Who's after Baltimore, Shakes?
And the last game of the season, the Jills in Miami.
Who's going to
be at? We're going to be at that game.
Who's going to be at that game?
Yeah. Hey, I'm thinking about one of my coworkers. He's a diehard Patriots fan. But his daughter is a Dolphin fan, so, and his wife is an Eagle fan. So
okay.
So
that would be cool to bring him down to the game. Dylan's coming. I bought Dylan tickets for that game. I'm bringing my brother down there, and yeah, that'll be dope. I'm looking forward to that. And then if we go to that, and if we're in the playoffs, guess what? I'm coming to the playoff. Like I said, I might maybe not go in the game for the playoffs because I don't like watching games live. It ruins it for me. I can't pay attention to the game with everybody slapping me and I want to zoom in when it's a serious game. I want to watch the game. You can't do that in the stadium. Yeah. I'll do the Buffalo game because as far as I'm concerned, that's just going to be look how trash they are, bro. That's not to
mention there's going to be a lot of Buffalo guys that's going to be there.
Locked up by then. Mark my words. That's just going to be we might even rest players, and then I'll just be coming in to hang out with you and my cousin and them, and you know what I'm saying? We might not even play anybody by then.
Hell yeah.
So, Ryan, you come down, brother. You know you ride with me. If you come, I'll rent a van.
But anyway, man, look, I appreciate everybody who in the chat. My man Q, Bahana, what's going on? Lakeisha, Ryan, you man. Hey, who's it? What's your dude's name?
That's my guy, Horace.
Horace, yeah, Horace.
Shout out to Horace, man. That's my guy right there.
Yeah, man. Horace, all y'all, man, for tuning in and giving us some of your time, your day, you know what I'm saying?
Q, I'm going to check out. Send me that video you and Q did. I'd like to watch
for sure.
Yeah, I'll watch that in the morning. Since I'm waking up at 4 a.m. every day with this time change, got plenty of time.
Hey, man, hey, I tell you what, man. This has been one of the welcoming. Even though he's a Steelers fan, he's a welcoming addition to this community, bro. Yeah, and we need more people like him. So
yeah, more like him, less like Bozo Suicide Hotline.
That's my
I love him. That's why he left. I got on his ass. I seen him and he's talking fresh in the comments. That's what made me fire that Buffalo shit up. He's over here. He coming to talk. You got no room to talk right now, loser. Beat it like Michael Jackson.
So anyway, we finna be on tomorrow.
Hey, shout out to Lakeisha too. She comments a lot.
Yeah, for sure. Tomorrow, of course, I'm gonna be on the Fins Tailgate open panel drive time. So Dolphinier, man, the man with the best name in the business right here, Dolphinier. Everybody should be a Dolphinier. You feel me?
Yeah.
Ultimate. That's my dude right there. But anyway,
man, peace, Raphael.
Hey,
Ryan, I'll hit you up when we get out of here.
So anyway, y'all have a good night, man. I'll see y'all. We'll see y'all next week. Next week, we might do it 8 o'clock, or we might, because I got to do something with my man. I have some plans going on, but we'll talk about next week's preview with the Raiders. Until then, man, fins up, no matter what, baby.
I know you heard me on the radio.